Have you ever felt the fear, that niggling, numbing knot in the pit of your stomach, when you were at a meeting and you had something to say, but didn't? Well, perhaps you didn't feel that fear, but according to the US National Institute of Mental Health, this fear, the fear of public speaking, affects approximately 73% of the population. Wow. So I've begun to wonder, why is this happening? And are public speaking skills being taught in primary school? Good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure and privilege to finally be able to connect with you. Apologies for my internet not connecting earlier so that I couldn't talk to you live. It was kind of ironic that my internet didn't connect when connection is such a key theme of what I wanted to talk to you about, public speaking. So today I'm going to talk to you about my interest and research in the area of public speaking in primary school. I will identify where these skills are on curriculum documents with specific reference to Ireland and Ontario. And I also will share with you how we've now embedded a public speaking approach across our school and explain 3 simple strategies that you might be able to use in your classroom when teaching public speaking skills. So professionally, I began my teaching career in a private fee-paying school 28 years ago, a school in which students' speaking skills were explicitly developed. Today, many of those students hold prominent positions in politics or other areas of public life. I'm delighted for their success. Today, I teach in a school that caters for children from designated disadvantaged backgrounds, and I am sure that my students today are as capable of developing those skills if I, the teacher, provide the training and the opportunities for practice. My research towards a PhD at the University of Lincoln consists of 2 surveys, one of teachers and one of parents of primary school children, with the aim of gathering their perceptions and experiences of this topic. Secondly, as small-scale practitioner inquiry, we carried out action research in our own school in 2018-2019 to investigate the impact of explicit public speaking skill training on students' self-efficacy and vocabulary development. What do I mean by public speaking? The definition I use is the preferred definition chosen by 93% of teachers who responded to my survey, the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition that defines public speaking as the art of effective communication with an audience. Here briefly are some of the findings from the surveys. Of the 104 teachers who responded to the survey, 98% said they had been called on to speak in public throughout their lives. 70% said they had never received training in public speaking. 22% said they would not feel confident in their ability to train students in public speaking skills. Just under half, 49.5% replied yes, that public speaking skill is on the primary school curriculum. 26% said it's not, and 24.5% said they didn't know. Parents from 61 different professional backgrounds were represented in the parent survey. 95% of all parents responded, indicating the view that children should receive public speaking training in primary school. The other 5% thought it should begin in secondary school. In relation to the action research, we did conclude that explicit public speaking skill training does positively impact students' self-efficacy and vocabulary development. So are public speaking skills on the primary school curriculum, and where? Well, I've been looking at curriculum documents in Ireland and other countries Though the term public speaking is not used specifically, there is no doubt that public speaking skills are on the curriculum based on the documents I've reviewed. Here I'll mention briefly curriculum documents from Ireland and Ontario, Canada. In the previous curriculum of 1999 in Ireland, there are many mentions of public speaking related skills. For example, developing cognitive ability and capacity to clarify thinking through oral language, becoming fluent and explicit in communicating ideas and experiences to an audience, justifying and defending opinions and presenting a coherent argument to an audience. We've since had a new primary language curriculum, the three elements of which are very clearly connected to public speaking: communicating, understanding, exploring and using language. At the time of the introduction of the new primary language curriculum, the NCCA, National Council for Curriculum and Assessment 2015, clearly communicated to parents that over the coming years, your child will do lots of talking in class, sharing what they think and feel. When looking at the primary school English curriculum in Ontario, I noted the following statements. Page 4. Literacy is about more than reading or writing. It is about how we communicate in society. Students learn to value the power of language. Page 5. Express world views. Learning to communicate with clarity and precision will help students to thrive in the world beyond school. Page 15. Presenting and defending ideas. So yes, public speaking is on the curriculum, though I had to look to find it. Explicit instruction is recommended as part of language classes, with opportunities to practice across the curriculum. In terms of integration, 92% of teachers thought that public speaking skill training had relevance to other areas of the curriculum in primary school. One teacher stated, well-being, resilience, confidence, self-expression, it's a real-life skill, so all areas and all students would benefit from it. For our action research, we implemented a public speaking program that I had begun to design myself. Let's Stand. LET, L-E-T, is an acronym for the broad skills of listening, evaluating and talking it aims to develop. And the term Let's Stand encapsulates the vision of how the program can empower young people to stand up and speak out for themselves. So through the Let's Stand program, as I said, broader skills of listening, evaluating and talking are developed and explored. And then explicit individual skills of public speaking are broken down within each lesson. The 12 skills explicitly taught include eye contact, body language, facial expressions, voice, hand gestures, visual aids, lovely language, structure, pause, story, and to the first two, without which the others wouldn't even be needed: stand up and speak out. Due to circumstances outside of our control, our action research was interrupted. One of our students was killed in a road accident. We plan, but certainly don't hope for critical incidences, but they do occur. One noteworthy event reported to me by one of our teachers was how one student, aged 11, who had been very reluctant to perform in front of a class of her peers pre-public speaking program intervention, she actually immediately volunteered to sing a cappella in front of a packed church at her friend's funeral. It was also noted by an external education psychologist that our students already had some speaking skills that would now help them express their feelings in response to that critical instant. Many occasions on which we will be called on to speak in public are deeply emotionally charged. Our experience has been that providing training and plenty of opportunities for practice does help. These are some of the ways we have now embedded a public speaking approach across our whole school. Assemblies, students as assembly leaders, joke of the week at assembly, play leaders, student council, other councils and committees in the school. Annually, our 6th class students deliver a graduating speech, and leadership awards are presented by a member of our community. We've even observed children choose to play public speaking scenarios during Ashter, our play-based curriculum in the younger classes. Before I finish up today, I'd like to share with you 3 simple but important strategies that I think might help you in your teaching of public speaking skills. So firstly, the handy guide. It's a simple structure for speeches. We tell every student that they already have a speech in the palm of their hands. So the thumb is the beginning, and then the 3 middle fingers are 3 main points fleshed out to varying degrees, and finally when they come to the pinky, they're ending, they're finishing up. Secondly, the key method of impromptu speaking. So this starts by focusing the speaker when responding to a topic, focusing them on what their key message is, then delivering 3 points, 3 examples, 3 reasons pertaining to that key message, and then wrapping up, finishing up eventually by reverting back to the key message again. And finally, if and only if students mention or experience nerves, here are some strategies for supporting them to deal with those nerves and to self-regulate. Encourage them to take deep breaths. Label what they're feeling, excitement rather than nerves. It's the same physiological response. Affirmations, encourage them and show them how to repeat affirmations to themselves, such as, I am unique, I have something to say, nobody else can tell my story. Visualization, where they visualize themselves speaking successfully and extremely well to an audience that's very warm and receptive of their message. Make it more about the audience than you. Make it more about the message, your message, than about you as a speaker. Take a drink of water to slow things down and regain composure. And become familiar with the speaking venue, the speaking area in advance. That'll make you feel more comfortable. Then finally, put it all in perspective. This is a fantastic opportunity. The audience can't eat you. You will survive. In fact, this will help you to thrive. Have you ever felt the fear, that niggling, numbing knot in the pit of your stomach when you got that amazing, life-changing opportunity to speak to an audience? Well, the good news is that there are steps we teachers can take to ensure that our students do not passively inherit those fears. Thank you all for your attention, and please do feel free to contact me if you'd like to discuss this topic further. Have a lovely evening.